So we have reflexive verbs. The first thing that hopefully you guys realize is that when you have a reflexive verb like lavarse, you will notice a say at the end. That will tell you that it is reflexive, but also how you use it also has to be reflexive. All right, lavarse la cara, which is your vocab. This is to wash your face or to wash one's face. You do not have to use the me, like my or your or his or her, because it's already reflexive. So that means you are washing your own face. So you will not use, you'll just use the definite article. So this is to wash one's face. All right, it says, don't be too quick to conjugate. All right, it says, so the first thing it says to do is to get rid of this say, right? So we take that say and it goes to the front and becomes me, te, say, nos, os, and say. Then we have an AR verb. Whether we are doing it in the present tense or the past tense, we still have an AR verb. All right? So we're going to do present tense first. So we have me lavo. You would be te lavas. So then we'd have say, class, lava. Nos lavamos. Os lavais. And say, lavan. So, me lavo la cara. I wash my face. Te lavas la cara. You wash your face. Or te lavas la cara. Did you wash your face? Remember, it can be a question if you just put the question marks. Se lava la cara. He or she washes her face. Alright? To put it into the past, which is your preterite, you will still do the same thing. You have your me, te, say, nos, os, and say. It is still an AR verb, so we have la, ve, me lave. Te lavaste. So it would be se lavó. Nos lavamos. Os lavasteis. And se lavaron. How about if I wanted to say, I want to wash my face? I want to wash my face. So how would I say, I want to wash my face? So how do I say I want? Yo quiero. To wash. Lavar. Me. La cara. I want to wash my face. This may can be attached to the infinitive or where's the other place it can always go? In front of a conjugated verb. So this may can also go in front of our quiero. So you could say, yo me quiero lavar la cara. But I will tell you that the top one is the one that is more used, more frequently. You'll hear it more frequently because it flows better. So me quiero lavarme would be more than you'll hear the yo me quiero lavar la cara. All right, I want you to change the top one to you want to wash your face. You want to wash your face is what I want you to change the top one to. So you want, how do you say you want? Now, you could have, remember your two if you want to. Just like up here, you could have yo, but you don't need it. You can have it, but you don't have to. So you have tú quieres lavar te is right. Make sure it's all one word, lavarte la cara. Remember also, if we wanted to write it like the second one, we could put that te in front of quieres. So remember, you could have the two or not. Te quieres lavar la cara. Can you guys see it in the back? Good enough? Okay. Because I can make it bigger. Alright, so on your vocab, what you have is you have acordarse and then you have o to ue. Acostarse, o to ue. Down below you have despedirse and you have e to I, e to ie, o to ou, o to ue, and so forth down. Those are how they change in the present tense and their boot verbs. All right. Do you guys remember the song that we sang of the preterite endings? And it said that it went through three things. And remember, it says IR verbs, you must remember them. Third, it said third, singular and plural, one vowel in its place. It says IR verbs, you must remember them. And maybe I'll probably we'll sing that song again next week to help us remember, and we'll conjugate them. But these two down here are IR verbs. Those are the only ones that change in the preterite tense. All right? The other ones change in the present tense, but not in the preterite. These change both present and preterite. And in the past tense, it is E to I, one letter in its place. But it's only in the bottom two, the third person, remember, singular and plural. All right, so we will go through those probably next week. All right, but I do want you to remember those. And then, like I said, we'll conjugate those next week because I didn't conjugate them in any other hour. All right, so the first one that we're going to do today is acostarse. It says that it goes O to UE. So we have acostarse. All right, what does acostarse mean? To go to bed. So it says that in present tense, it is an O to UE changer. Some dictionaries will have like O to UE or E to IE in the dictionary itself, but that's always for present tense, just so you guys know. So we still do the same thing. We go our me, te, se, nos, os, and se. And then we have to do our O to UE. So we have a, que, Sto, aquestas, se aquesta. Remember, it is a boot verb, so it means that it does not go, and nosotros, it goes back. So we have nos acostamos, os acostáis, se acuestan. All right, does it have a changer? Does the O change in the past tense? No, it doesn't. Remember, only IR verbs change, so it's not going to change. So it's not a stem changer, so we just conjugate it regular. So we have me, cos, and now it's an AR verb in the preterite, so it ends with a. Me acueste. Te acostaste. Se acostó. Nos acostamos. Os acostasteis. And se acostaron. All right, you got a really cranky child and you're the mother and you want to say he needs to go to bed. He needs to go to bed. So in Spanish, I want you to write he needs to go to bed. So he, to say he, we have L. Needs, how do you say needs? Necesita. To go to bed. Acostarse. Because it is he, we're going to keep it with that say. He needs to go to bed. Alright? So, the biggest thing is, why would I put this L there and why don't I just write necesita acostarse? Does anybody know why I would want to put L there? To clarify it, yes, because necesita, remember, can mean boy or girl, or it could have been usted, remember? So that is why in the third box you always want to make sure you have who you're talking about. All right, here, questions. And if you put say before, that's also okay. If you wrote L, say, necesita acostar. But again, this would be the one that's used more. All right, anybody not have this? Last one. Ponerse. What does poner mean? To put. So remember, ponerse is to put on oneself, right? So ponerse is to put on oneself. Okay. The present tense would be may. How do you say the yo form of poner? Pongo. So me pongo. Then it goes regular. Te pones. say, pone, nos, ponemos, os, ponais, se, ponen. Before we can conjugate poner in the preterite, which we have talked about this, it's the 14 verbs, we want to think about one of those 14 verbs that I feel that most of you or all of you should know very well, and that's hacer. How do we conjugate hacer in the preterite, in the past tense? Hice. Then what? Hiciste. Hizo. Hicimos. Hicisteis. Hicieron. The reason why you need to remember hacer is because this is the endings of those 14 verbs, and poner is one of those 14 verbs. So if you have this, all you have to do is remember the stem of poner in the preterite. Does anybody remember poner's stem in the preterite? Alright, that's alright. There was only one person so far today that knew it, so that's okay. So, the first thing you remember is you have to have that me. Te, se, nos, os, and se. The stem for poner in the preterite, past tense, is pus. So P-U-S. So put P-U-S in all of the boxes. So if you say, and then you add your ending. So you have an E, I-S-T-E, and then you have your O, I-M-O-S, I-S-T-E-I-S, and your I-E-R-O-N. So me puse un abrigo anoche. I put on a coat. Alright? Te pusiste la falda. Did you put on the dress? Alright? So, if you remember your hacer, you will remember your endings of those 14 verbs. Alright? And then you just have to remember that the stem for poner is pus. Alright, I think that does it. Yep, for today.